Hello, everyone, and welcome to An Evening Wit, WIT Heidi, the multi-variety show. That's right, Hotty Toddy back on the rampage again, baby, doing it hood style, bringing that independent journalism, entertainment, and more. I haven't brought any arts and crafts yet because I have not been able to do them at this time. So, what I have is what I will donate. And more information will be given concerning how you can uh, support and show your love. Um, so, you guys, um, I am banging these. What are these called? Oh, can you see them? Okay, they're little stones. I don't know if I put a it's like a little pin clip. You can see the pin clip, and I made them into piers, and you can see the topaz. And I think I have that one on backwards. This one might be right. Let me see see how it looks there. It's like lots of stones, different color stones. Um, let's see if I can get it here. As you can see, all the stones. This one, it's, I think it could, because I had put it on, so it might be, it's that way too. So when I take a picture, I have to move them around because I don't have pierced ears. So yeah, and then on the inside is just the uh, the solid gold brass. And this is a coral, very dry stick, lipstick, and it's a twist. You twist it up, and when you put it on, it's really dry. It rolls on like a crayon, but it's dry. It smooths on. It does come on, but it's very dry. So I put a clear like a, it has a peppermint. I don't like peppermint, but it has a peppermint cooling effect. I do not like that at all. I like spearmint, but I don't like those kind of flavors on my gloss. I like my glosses to have like cherry, grape, flavors like that, and it has like a little sparkle to it. And it looks. This is the stick here. It's like a little stick, and this is, it's like a glass jar with flowers, and it is a uh, the lip gloss that I put over it. So you guys, what do y'all think about the government open back up? So um, I understand that the food stamps and all that stuff was something that was supposed to be in effect as a whole, which had nothing to do with that, which that played a role in a lot of things, air flights and all types of things. And so if you see someone at the airport, an airline stewardess or a worker, driver, pilot, pay for their lunch. Say, hey, I know you guys weren't getting paid, and they probably have to wait for their back pay. I'm not sure if they'll get it. And so, can I buy your lunch today? Just do it for maybe two people if you're able to. It means a lot if you are able to get to the airport. I have not been to the airport. It is very cold. Had it been on a spring day, I would have went. And it don't have to be much. I mean, whatever they pay for their lunch, you can help them out. So yeah, I just wanted to know what y'all think about that. It opening back up. Um, I know a young lady that lived in Section 8. They didn't renew her Section 8. She had to go stay with her brother. So that is something, I believe that was something they had been talking about way before the shutdown. And it just happened to affect a lot of things. So what will they do when this actually goes into effect as a whole? Also, give me a second. Had something in my throat. Oh, oops. Always something, huh? Guys, see. I don't know if you guys can see my lights. Turn different little twinklers. I have a red glitter one here, but I cannot see it. So, what y'all think about them 2Gs they supposed to be given to the low income and middle class? Um, I was told that uh, anything under $100,000 people would get. If you don't have an income and you are on your spouse's tax, file tax, whether they're on Social Security, retirement, whatever the case may be, if one person is in that situation, then I was told that both parties would get it. So it was only like one person, a single person, and that person was not on their taxes, but if it shows that they do have a spouse and that because they had got the stimulus before, it may go in as a whole. I'm not quite sure. But according to the tax thing, I guess for people that work to pay taxes. So if somebody is by themselves and they don't work and they don't pay tax, I don't know if they're going to get it. I'm not sure because I think it's only going to, and it's going to be direct deposit. So if they got it before, they may get it again. Um, I don't know but they may have to pay taxes. I'm not quite sure. But like I said, I believe it when I see it. Because I've been sitting up here, honey, saying this for the longest. Oh, it's going to be this, it's going to be that. And nothing ever came. We already know they didn't want to give it to us before. And certain political party had to fight to try to get it for us, just a little measly 600. Because ain't nobody ever gave us nothing. So, like I said, I heard it from the horse's mouth. So now I want to see if that's really going to happen. I have no makeup on today, guys. I just have eyeliner. I have no eyeshadow. Everything is plain Jane. I just cleaned my face and I put some sunscreen around my eyes and around my mouth. And I wash my face and just do my hair up any kind of way. I hadn't worn earrings in a while, so I decided I don't have on any bracelets or anything. Don't have my nails done. But it will be soon. Soon, soon, soon. Yeah. Just a little dry lipstick with the lip gloss. But I believe it, y'all. I believe it when I see it. Oh, believe it when I see it. Oh, believe it when I see it. Oh, shit. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, suck it, y'all. I didn't do too much at the time. Damn. Oh, that hurt. Many say they'll believe it when they see it. So, um, I believe it when I see it. I've heard so many different stories, but this did come out the horse's mouth. So, if you're a couple, I think you'll get 4. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on it, but I'm thinking that. If you're on your spouse's tax, oh, they saying my battery low? Dang. Yeah, cut my show off. Let me plug this in. Okay. Okay. So, So, like I said, I'll believe it when I see it, you know. So, if it happened, it happened. If it don't, I it wouldn't bother me because I'm not getting my hopes up about that. Because I done said so many times, this, that coming, and see none of it. So, um, it is what it is. So, what y'all think, huh? Do y'all think that they gonna throw them 2 G's? Huh? I don't know. I don't know. But I know one thing. It's cold here in the D. It is cold in the D. I think it was like colder yesterday. But the later it get, the colder it get. Like later in the evening. So I already have my Christmas lights up. Y'all probably can see my Christmas light. This is in my master room. And then I have these lights on the side. So usually when I put the blinking lights on, I'll make the other ones stop blinking and just let them sit still. I don't want too much different ones blinking. It's confusing. And then I have my ones blinking on the door. And then I have yellow. It's like a yellow, um, yellow white ones. They blink. And then I have a solid blue. I put 2 sets on because I had some in here. I just went on to just put them in there to make more lights because I love the lights. So I usually leave my lights on to the first week in January. Sometimes I leave them the whole month of January. But this year, I will be taking them down early at the first week, the end of the first week of January. So I will um, let them run to Sunday and then turn them off. So we have New Year's, and then you have New Year's Day, and then the first week of New Year's, I will keep them on for that week, and then um, start taking them down that Monday. I won't turn them back on. So it is what it is. So yeah, y'all. So everything back on. You know, they were showing people in Walmart going crazy and stuff. I was like, dang. And my suggestion would be, and they're talking about January that these folks could try to buck up against it and possibly could go back down again. But I was hearing about the Section 8 was going down anyway, and I don't think it had nothing to do with the government. That was something that I think that was already, I think, put in effect. I'm not sure, but I was told that along with the stamps and cash. I think they have to, after the child turns 7, then they have to work. And anybody that's on zero income is getting stamps. That's probably out the door. Um, yeah, but they, once they start a full day at school, so they gave them to 7, age of 7. So, and then they saying you got to put 25 hours in just to get straight Medicaid. I'm like, that's some BS because this is the richest country in the world, and it all had been said by the leader of the political era that we the richest country in the world. So if we are the richest country in the world, everybody should have health care, whether you have an income or not. So I was with Obama on that part. He made sure, regardless of he gave stimulus to corporations and it didn't go to the little man or the poor man on the street. Um, I understand that Medicaid or any kind of insurance should go for the poor because at one point they had us paying for it. You got to pay out of your pocket. If you need to see a doctor, you pay $50 towards that medical and you use it for that month. If you don't use it for that month, then you save your 50 and you wait for one time that you need it. But I just thought it was a bunch of BS and he put it back on. So that's the only problem I have. And I was told that it was the conservatives that voted against it. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on it. But that's a bunch of BS. If a person working 10, 15 hours, their job might not even allow them to work that much. And they may have health issues and they're not eligible for disability. They're not at that impact, but they are still impacted. And they still should be able to get full Medicaid. So that part it's like you got the bittersweet. You can't choose from the bitter or the lesser or the worse fruit or the worse. So I don't know. You got the good, you got the evil, then you got some bad and the good, and then you got a little bit of good and the bad on the other side. It's just both sides got good and bad, you know. Um, but I felt like that was a no-no, you know. Um, so things have gone extremely high. I know we were getting our stuff from Canada. Canada's like 20 minutes from where I stay. And I've been there a couple of times. I went there to sing for a church, and then I went there at a place with my ex. We went out there for one day. This was many years ago, but there's so much happening now. So much has changed. So you guys, um, uh, I don't know. I don't know, but we'll see what happens. You know, grow your food. Try to get those seeds that I told you guys about in the past. Get those seeds that grow, that regrow. We ain't got to keep buying seeds. What do y'all feel about uh, the digital ID? I've been hearing stuff about that. I don't know how true it is, but man, hearing stuff. I've been hearing little stuff here and there, and don't know how true it is. But don't know for sure. But I was listening to a young lady, and she was saying something about you should get a job online, because if you get a job online, um, you ain't got to go through this, that, and the other. But my personal opinion on that would be, if you have to have a digital ID and they're going to get rid of regular IDs due to theft of credit cards, animals missing, it protects you to find people. So many different analysis of what they're saying. Some people think it's a control thing. People think that it's a way to depopulate allegedly. I don't know. Some people feel that it's a um, they know your whereabouts, you know what you're thinking, what you're eating, and you can never escape if you try to escape. This is just all things that some of the stuff is just my imagination. Some of the stuff is what some people say, all allegedly. Um, but I have my own personal view about what I think it is, and I'm gonna do what I think that I need to do to not be. I'm not so that I can keep myself uh, right or together with the true and living God. Um, so this young lady was saying that you should, uh, if you get a job online or you have your own business online, you can avoid all that. But my thing about that is, if they trying to make sure that you're a citizen, even though our birth certificates say that we're a citizen, but they want to change our, we have to have a new way of doing it. And if we don't do it that way, we may be considered not a citizen, and will we be deported to another country as aliens? You know, I don't know. It's just my imagination. Just my imagination once again running away from me. Ooh, just my imagination running away from me. I mean, you still got to scan it. If you're on a computer, you got to scan your ID. You got to scan when you go to the bank. You got to scan it for whatever. Now, will there be people in the world that have fruit stands that may or may not comply? Yeah, but for how long? Because if you're caught without that, they give you the opportunity to get it, and you don't. You may be considered not a citizen. It's just my personal opinion. Allegedly, I'm just thinking, like, wild imagination. And will we be deported if we don't comply? If someone goes and get in trouble, or they on probation and they can't go to probation unless they have that, and then they violate it, now they got a warrant for their arrest, they go to jail, would they be released without taking their digital ID? Or do they have to do it? And if they don't, will they be transferred to another country? Also, On another note, I'm hearing that there is a law against being homeless. I don't know how true that is. But if that is true, and there's a law against it, and I understand they're going to these concentration camps or living quarters that you can work, uh, and you have a place to sleep, but you must work. And I don't know if these are food farms or something that's beneficial to society. Do they get an allowance? I don't know. Are they going to get a little bit of allowance, but the rest will be deducted for their living quarters? So they're saying being homeless is illegal. So now I was under the understanding that there will be a building built for everybody to live in and then go find work. But with this particular building or buildings, they go there and they work and do labor and they sleep there. They have a place to sleep. Now, will it be a dorm where everybody's sleeping in the same dorm, or will they have their own rooms? Probably a dorm. Probably the only one that had their own room is probably a woman with children or a couple with children. Maybe. I don't know. And I also understand that they got the Alcatraz place where people go there and it's supposed to have air conditioner. I seen it. They was talking about it, political leaders and other people, uh, saying that they can stay and work on farms and be a temporary resident. They won't be a citizen, but they'll have a work permit and they can work and they'll get paid. Now where they're gonna live, I don't know. Will they allow people to live there in that particular facility if they work on somewhere else? And if they work, can they pay for their own room so that they won't have to be in a dorm with a bunch of people? Because it definitely ain't good to have kids in there with a whole bunch of different adults, and parents are trying to do this, that, and the other and trying to keep up with their kids. No, man. No. I had to drop out of school so I could be there for my son. I'm talking about a school out here in Michigan. It was a vocational center. And I got an award for completion, but I didn't pass a couple of my classes. So I doubt that I had my child in daycare, and I was in this place where I was forced there because I was on aid, and I was like, this can't be. Daycare lady talking crazy to my kid, and then the secretary took my kid and took him upstairs with her. And that was the day I went up there and I told them cut me off. They was like, well, you ain't getting enough funds, and you ain't getting enough child support, and you ain't getting this, and you can use that. But on what basis can I use that? Being forced and told what to do. I've been working since I was 8 years old. My daddy's ice cream truck. I don't need nobody to tell me about work, baby. You can keep your bread. Just leave me the stamps and the medical. I'll keep the medical and the stamps. I'm straight. I'm good. They thought I was crazy, looking at me like I was a UFO. Like, you giving the money back. You don't want. Because most people be trying to get money, having 1,000 kids to get money, or they be threatening people to cut them off if they got a man in the house, which they shouldn't have no man unless he's working. But they didn't understand me. Like, I said, I don't want that money. You want me to force me to do nothing. I got to work on my child. These programs, they force you to go to these programs, and you got to do this and do that. No, you got me messed up. I got to worry about my kid. While I'm in the class, I'm worried sick, and then I'm going to catch a case because I'm going to go in there and I'm going to get with the business about my kid. So in order to keep me out of trouble, it's just cut me off and I don't have nothing else to do with it. But you eligible for extra cash. I don't want it. The price is too horrible. This slave mentality crap, you got me messed up. And that all comes from a different party. Maybe y'all don't know what party it is. I used to know, but I know now. Another form of slavery. And some do get jobs. I won't say that some don't get jobs. Some do. Through the programs or the references that they give people. But if they got a felony, it's kind of hard. They got to go to them little temp services. Temp services don't really care if you got one. They give you a job. You stand all day, be standing to the world end. Folks be 40 years old looking every bit of 60 from all that hard man labor, women looking like men. In these factories sitting there. I'm not saying it all. Mm-mm. I ain't last no more than 3 days. Tapped me on my shoulder. They was like, your time is up. I said, I know it is. And I won't be back to this piece either. Got me messed up. 26-year-olds wearing braces on their back. So, Like I said, young lady I know had to move in with her brother. They didn't renew her Section 8. So I know a young lady been living in one for 20 something years. So they're going to drag her out of there. She's apartment institutionalized. She ain't going nowhere. Until this law has changed, we no longer. They're gonna have a heck of a problem getting her out of there. Cause she love that building. She love the crap out that building. She ain't trying to go nowhere else. Institutionalized like a mother. Drop dead gorgeous too. She institutionalized. Yeah. Yep. And then you ain't gotta go. She don't want nobody to go. You ain't gotta leave. She want to stay there forever right there with her. Uh, I'm telling y'all. I'm telling you. Baby, honey. So I would suggest these ladies stop having kids unless you're married and get with somebody that got something to offer. Cause them doors is gonna close. They didn't put a limit on it. Then they said they got a limit on the Section 8. You only can stay there for like 2 years, from what I'm hearing. I'm like, man, ain't none of that 3, 4, 5. Unless I think if they disabled, I'm not sure. I think that they disabled, they can stay there longer. But it's only the people that's on low income. They got to step their game up within 2 years and be out. And they felt like people stay there forever, and it's supposed to just be a place for you to get on your feet and get your own. Buy a home or something like that. I don't know. So I haven't been on here in a while, y'all. So I don't be doing my talk shows like I used to. If you like any of my shows, like, share, subscribe, tell somebody about my show. And AN Evening Wit Heidi. It is a multi-variety show, independent hood journalism, coming from the bottom of the hood, like you understood, like you know you should. Yeah, y'all, this world coming to an end. And I know people be saying, "Oh, we're coming to an end," but it is. It really is. Gotta gird up, gird up with the Lord, cause it is no joke. So I don't know, but like I said, as far as them 2Gs, we'll see what happens. I believe it when I see it. All I would say is just keep checking your account and see if it pop in there. That's all you can do, you know. So, um, I'll probably do another one for either probably Christmas Eve. Um, eh, I don't know. I don't know if I'm a cook. I really don't. I don't know if I'm a cook. I don't know. I made some brownies and I put too much water. I was actually supposed to put the water in something else. I put too much water. It's got one egg in it too, so it's gonna taste funny. I would be like, I don't care how much I want a snack. I am not going out that cold to get no snack. I got honeydew melon. I will chop it up and eat it. I have pomegranate. I don't like to dig into that pomegranate. I just don't. When I was a kid, I didn't mind, but now it's just I don't have the patience to do all that plucking and picking. Yeah, y'all. So I'm telling you. We'll see what happens. Like I said, I believe it when I see it. But I believe usually when this person say stuff, they mean what they say. So I'm just gonna wait and be patient and see what happens. I see, you know, um, but there will be people out there. I think it would be nice to give it to the homeless people. You know what I'm saying? Whether they pay taxes or not. Not let it be a one-time payment. Whether it be the whole 2 G's, it could be, what I'm saying, 500s. Something. For them to just have, if they in that camp and they working, just give them that little stipend, like a little stipend, petty cash gift, particularly for the homeless, be a one-time gift. Or maybe a two-time gift. And after that, it is what it is. So y'all, yeah. So yeah, y'all. So that's the little short news I got for y'all. Just a little quick short. Ain't too much going on. Ain't no thing but chicken wings going on. Ain't nothing but going on with the rent. So I have not been out in a while. And now that it's cold and we don't get normal cold like in my hometown, it's no joke. Ain't nowhere near like my hometown, Cali. This cold here is not shows no mercy. You got to sometimes you don't have to double, but sometimes you gotta triple up. I remember I used to wear two pairs of socks. It was so cold. One long one and one thick furry one under that. And you gotta put that in a big old boot. So yeah, y'all. So y'all keep keep it together. You know, don't be out there rampaging and stuff. Just be patient. You know what I'm saying? And we'll see what happens. I hear that they in January it can go back down again with these folks trying to fight and get people to go along with their little demonic stuff. From what I'm observing allegedly, or hearing word on the street and other YouTube news talk or whatever. You guys, thanks for watching this quick short and evening with WIT Heidi, the multi variety show. And I'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye.